Hi YouTube. In this video I want to talk about a technique that I've called return to sender. As being the scapegoat, we're the ones who are projected upon. We are groomed and trained up to take on the family's disorder. So everything that they project upon us. They tell us that we are that, in the hopes that we will internalize that and act out. Internalize it, believe it, all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, when we act out to the abuse, to that sort of projection and all the other stuff that goes along with narcissistic parents, they point to us and go, look, there's something wrong with him, there's something wrong with her. And it's used to distract from the reality that there is something wrong with the parents, that they are in fact abusing that child, or their target, whoever it may be, depending on the situation. And this causes, as we know, it causes tapes to play in our mind. If you tell somebody over and over again that they are a liar, then eventually they're going to start believing that they're a liar, and they may even start behaving that way because of that belief. Narcissistic parents deliberately fuck with their children's head. It's a violent assault on the child's personality, identity, soul, their frontal lobe, their amygdala, their hippocampus, their brain, and not just that, but also the systems to do with the brain and the body as a whole. I mean, it affects the digestive system, the adrenal glands, the adrenal system, immune system, and we see that with the literature and also other abuse survivors who talk about certain problems that they have because of the abuse. So with my healing, one of the things that I realised that I'd had my brain fucked with for years, and I had to undo all that. I mean, the brain is your computer that drives the rest of the body, the rest of your systems, and the way we think determines the structure of our brain. So therefore, by changing the way we think, we can reprogram not only our brain and the way we think about ourselves, but also our systems and how our body works. So narcissistic parents poison their children with lies, like utter, flat-out, pathological lying, no conscience, and that's what it is. It's done without conscience. To undo those tapes, I mean, you get after I woke up, for example, my biggest fear was that I was like them, because I'd been wearing decades of their projection, their lies. Also, having worn and internalized their bullshit, my personality had been suppressed, and almost actually disappeared before I found out what was going on with these people, with my environment, what they'd done, so on and so forth. So to undo that, I realised that I needed to reverse those tapes. So some examples of the projection, this is just by my biological family alone, and most of these are actually from my dad. Actually, from my biological dad, I'll use the last conversation I had with this little boy, when he found out that I had exposed the golden child to the reality of what she was. I actually spoke on Facebook and spoke the truth. I mean, I was going through the exposure shock stage when you first wake up from abuse, and I had to uncompartmentalize everything, and everything was just coming out. So I used Facebook as a means to verbalize and get this shit out, and to sort of let people know, like, these people, what the fuck? This is what they've been doing. This is what they've done. This is what they do. These people have no conscience, so on and so forth. So what I realised was that it was to undo the tape, rewind it back, because the stuff that they tell us is projective identification, where they're too weak and cowardly to look inside themselves and see themselves for what they really are, and to uncompartmentalize and deal with their trauma. So instead, they externalize that and they put that onto the scapegoat of the family. So my biological dad, once he had learnt that I'd exposed the golden child, calls up and he starts, when he didn't get his way on the phone, he starts projection. His words were, "You're a coward." No, I'm not a coward. You're ignorant, a moron, dangerous, psychopath. What else is more? Liar. All bullshit, all pathological lying. But being told things like that over the years, you start to internalize those lies. So in order to undo them, like for example, if I went to embark on a new project, I had a new goal or objective that I wanted to achieve, and I get that tape, like, you can't finish this. You'll just get halfway through it and chuck it in. You're not smart enough to do this. Those sort of bullshit tapes. I would picture, because I know who has projected these particular tapes onto me. So I'll picture their face and picture them saying that to me with that stupid, childish look that these childlike thinkers have when they speak, and I'll laugh at it, and I'll be like, "Yeah, good on you, mate. That's you. That's not me." So for example, my dad, when I was a teenager, at one time or a couple of times, when I showed empathy and compassion for someone else, he projected onto me and looked at me and said, "You're a psychopath." So whenever I had that doubt of, am I like them, that freaking out, and that's the thing. If you've just woken up from abuse and that from narcissists, and you're worried about being one of them, that shows that you're not, because they don't care that they are. And I've actually spoken to a narcissist face to face and pointed out, "You're a narc," and this person responded with, "I don't care." They don't care. So if you've woken up and you're questioning whether you are or you aren't, you're not. But with my dad calling me a psychopath, for example, this boy, my dad, has this. His facial expressions, the way he behaves, it's like a 5-year-old. So it's a joke to even just picturing his face makes me start to laugh, because it's ridiculous, the childish nature of this person, who is, I think, in his 70s maybe now, 70-year-old body, but a child for brains, shit for brains. So when that tape would play in my head, I just picture him with that stupid look that he has on his face pretty much 24/7, or that empty look that he has where there's no one home, and I would turn to it and say, "You're the psychopath, buddy. Well done. You just told me what you are, you fucking piece of shit." So the point of this video is to try and, this is something that I've done over time that has really helped to stop those tapes, because they're lies. What they've put into us, they're absolute lies. So I return them to sender. I give credit where credit's due, and I send it back to the person that's lied to me about who I am. Because narcissists lie to us about who we are, they lie to us about who they are, and they lie to us about how the world works, which can be undone if you're aware of what they're doing. So one of the things I want to do with my videos is try and explain how the narcissist works, how they think. And the reason why is because with my healing, for example, I've been able to undo a lot of their stuff, because I understand the origin of the mind that it's come from. And it's been important for me to understand what and why they spoke to me the way they did, why they treated me the way they did, in order to undo and reverse their abuse. So this is one of the techniques that I've used, and hopefully, someone that watches this video will be able to apply it and start undoing those tapes as well. This technique wasn't like I'd apply it once and then it works. It's something that I did have been doing over time. So, and over time, the tapes got quieter and quieter to the point where they're pretty much non-existent. And if one of those tapes does pop up, I just laugh at the person that said whatever it was about me, and I return it to sender, because that's where it belongs. I mean, they are the liars, they are the abusers, they are the fakes, the frauds. They're the ones who aren't mentally sound, not the other way around. So I hope this video helps. Don't be afraid to share in the comment section any sort of mental techniques that have helped you, so other survivors can read and perhaps apply that to themselves to help them heal. So this is Kurt signing off for this video. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're making progress in your healing. See you later.